Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and today we're going to be recounting RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 9, Episode 7, Meeting in the Ladies' Room. Now, if you hear any meowing down here, it's because my cat, hi baby, she, thinks I'm eating right now. Let me say hi to him. Yeah, hi. Alright, there you go. Go have fun. Go play with something. So in this maxi challenge, they had to overact in divalicious moments from iconic movies. Of course, I know a lot of the references they're going for. However, I'm gonna be completely honest with you here. Some of the movies I've never watched. The only real movie that I really have seen out of them has been Mommy Dearest. Also, I need to shave. Jesus Christ, I look horrible. But anyway, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, Roxy Andrews is cut off to begin with. I really think that this is a power move, especially for Angeria, since Roxy cut her off the last time that she was in the top. And then had that little jump scare moment where she tried to snip her. So obviously, she's kind of going through it. Everybody's, she's mad at Angeria. Angeria's mad at her. It's a mess. And all through it, Chanel still doesn't have a badge. And spoiler alert, she doesn't get one. They really are like, hey, yo, Chanel, fuck you. You're not getting the badge. Through all of this, aren't they? Seashell, that's a fire extinguisher. This is just going to be me having to monitor my cat. You want to come up here and just vibe for a little bit? Okay. Anyway. So the next day, the queens enter the workroom, and they are greeted by Rupaul, who basically starts talking about fruit, and it is time for the Fruity Patootie mini challenge. Having fun there? She usually never does this, which makes me wonder why she's doing it now. Anyway, continuing on. The goal of the mini challenge is to get fruit into a basket using only your thighs. And the reason I'm having to explain that to you is, would you believe me? If I told you that was a mini challenge on Drag Race? No. The queen with the most amount of points actually receives immunity from being cut off. And Nina West wins the mini challenge. So she is immune from being cut off this week. And then RuPaul says it's an acting challenge, which basically means that Nina West's thing is null and void because she's a great actress. They're going to do scenes from Valley of the Dolls, A Broken Mirror, Dynasty, All About Eve, Mommy Dearest, Mildred Pierce, Showgirls, and there was one more, but I forgot what it was. So anyway, continuing on. Everybody does like a little mini scene with RuPaul. Nina West, Gottmik, and Angeria are really making RuPaul laugh. Chanel is not. Chanel has one of my favorite scenes from Mommy Dearest, which is the reporter scene. The I am not one of your fans. And she comes in, and she immediately is the most awkward character that I've ever seen in my entire life. She's standing there like this. She has on a gaudy dress, just this. I'm like, okay, Chanel baby, let's get together. Let's get together, please. And she's just there, and it's not good, and it's not fun, and RuPaul's not laughing, and it's kind of awkward, and it really pisses me off because I'm like, give Mommy Dearest to somebody who's gonna be in the top two. Mommy Dearest is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. Though I do have to say that the subject matter of these movies is not great. We idolize these actresses because of the fact that they were divas, but also like in Mommy Dearest, she beat somebody with a wire hanger. That's not good. That's child abuse. Um, I know it was based on the life of Joan Crawford, but still, I do have a problem with it, and I don't like saying that it's one of my favorite movies because of that. Like, I'm not going to recommend it to somebody unless they want to be emotionally traumatized. Um, the one thing I will say is that Faye Dunaway's performance is really great. But we've already gotten the Joan Crawford musical, so we don't really need another shout out to Mommy Dearest. Um, so Plastique's been doing some math, and she basically goes, so if you cut somebody who has the same amount of badges as you, they cannot go forward in the competition. And the queens that have three badges will still have three badges, but hey, you can cut somebody off and it be completely fine. Um, and everybody's like, yeah, but you have the most amount of badges right now, so we could cut you off. Nina West isn't really worried about this because, again, she has immunity. She doesn't really need to worry about um, going into this challenge worrying that she's going to get cut off. Which I don't know how that would work because, spoiler alert, Nina West ends up winning this challenge with her just going to the back, I guess. Um, so they couldn't really block her. I'm not quite sure. But what I am sure about is that Plastique does not want to be cut off. Gottmik has a little thing about last week. She's like, yeah, I was pretty in my feelings about it. However, now I'm like, boys don't have to cry. Boys can cry, and that's completely fine. Um, which I don't really share the sentiment because I'm a crying mess a lot of the time. So I mean, like, you know, I don't care if it's not manly for me to cry. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna release my emotions. But I mean, I get it. It's difficult. You just gotta throw the football, I suppose, and see where it lands. That was a bad analysis. I don't know. Again, y'all know. Before this video turned on, I had my washing machine going, and I was like, "It's too loud. Let me turn this off." Jesus, I just I went down the wrong pipe. Um, so, before let's get on to the runway, shall we? Before we get on to the runway, um, let's talk about RuPaul's look. So, RuPaul never really wears what the runway category is. I think it would be fun if a host were to match their outfit with the runway category, but elevate it. Like look really, really freaking stunning and gorgeous, but still have it match the runway category. I really do think that would be like an iconic moment. But he doesn't because he's I guess just wanting to show off his looks. Um, so let's get on to the runways. I took pictures of them. Category was Weep for Me Widow. I'm fucking bored. I'm sorry. I'm bringing LaRoche into this. I am fucking bored with this runway category. Every single season, we get a bride in black category. I just killed my husband in the honeymoon. And it's like this bitch with an axe. We don't need to see this anymore. I don't understand why this category keeps on being brought up, other than the fact of they like this little runway storyline. Every single one of them was either an undead or a I just killed my husband and the bastard had to die. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm over it. I really am. And like, I just don't understand why we keep on using this runway category. I mean, some people were like, this is the best runway category of the season. And I'm like, no, it's not. We've had some really creative runway categories this season. Why is this on here? So let's start up first is Nina West. So, Nina West kind of reminds me of the bride in black from the Conjuring, I think it is. Um, so I think that she should have kept the original dress on because this is the dress afterwards. She's giving Mary Todd Lincoln vibes. It's not a good look. And I liked the original look. I think the original look was beautiful and statuesque and elegant. And I'm sorry to say this, but Nina West looked very fashionable in this. Comparative to the Mary Todd Lincoln Trolls 2, not the they're eating her and now they're gonna eat me type tease. Looking like, okay, 1 minute. Looking like her from Troll 2. It just doesn't give me a good look. And that's the problem is Nina West could have all of these like really nice looks, right? But she doesn't, and that's the issue. I'm gonna chew some gum real fast. Also, I've been on like a Lawrence Chaney kick as of late. Lawrence Chaney is an amazing person. Anyway, continuing on. The crispy will go away. I promise. Next up is Roxy Andrews. I mean, it's pretty. Pretty boring. I'm sorry, I hate this runway category. I don't quite understand why we are doing this runway category again and again and again. But I've already talked to death about it. I don't know why I'm chewing this. Anyway, we've already talked about this runway category to death already. It's a beautiful dress, but it's kind of expected, right? You know somebody's gonna wear white. You know somebody's gonna be blood-stained with an axe. The one on season 12 did it. I can't say her name. Roxy Andrews is doing it now. Everybody does it. It's the ready or not battle axe battle warrior. And let me just say, it's kind of old-fashioned and tired at this point. She looks beautiful, but what's the point of being beautiful if you're just going to do the same thing? Going to be predictable. I'd rather be out of the box than predictable, and this is predictable to me. I'm sorry. I like Roxy Andrews. I really do. I like this look on its own, but for the category, I just think that it's like inevitable that somebody would do that. Up next is Angeria Paris Van Michaels. I like this look. I do. I think I like the urn on the top of the head. The problem is, again, when you think of Widow, a lot of people go to the spider. Therefore, it's like, well, I'm a Black Widow spider and I don't need it. It's an okay look from the standpoint of it is something a little bit different. The dress is beautiful. All of these looks have gotten cream so far. Um, Even Nina's, because I'm just basing it off of the original outfit. But this look is not necessarily something that I would want to see Angeria in a whole lot. Again, I'm just tired of the category. So, she gets a cream. Up next is Plastique Tiara. So this is the first time in the category where it's like, I get it. But also, where's the story? At least with the other ones, you have a story. Plastique's is, I'm looking pretty. Right? Like, where's the storyline to that? It's just, I'm looking pretty, I'm doing this. So this is a cream for me because the outfit is beautiful, but let's tell fact not fiction here. Where's the story? Where's the story, Plastique? You can't not have a story. She's talking about her heritage, which is nice, but again, it doesn't say widow weep for me either. It's just beautiful gown. A celebration gown in her culture, but still a beautiful gown. Plastique's outfits are always great, so I can't really, like, what am I gonna say to her? You know, like, step up your outfits? No, like, your outfits are always great. It's just, she's fine. It's a cream. It's nice. I hate this runway category, y'all. I really do. Up next is Chanel. So this look I hated when it first came out. But then she did a reveal. I didn't quite catch it, but there's that. I'm gonna just be completely honest here. This was probably the best runway of the night, only because the look was really, really, really sickening. I loved the giant like hoop skirt cage thing that she had underneath there. It was just magnificent. And I kind of got widow weep for me in the beginning, but then it's like she's a new girl, and again, the runway category sucks, but she's making it work. So this is definitely a cream. In fact, all of them get creams tonight. Creams for everybody. Even Jesus, even Nina West. And that's how you know. If Nina West gets a cream, everybody's getting a cream. Okay, up next is Georges. So I may have lied when everybody's getting a cream. So I didn't quite catch like the face of her, but I'm gonna just be honest here. She's okay. It was very slimming on her. It was very like pedestrian. And then she always does this thing where she takes off the outfit and reveals a sparkly dress. She's done that for 2 runways now, and it's like, whatever. You know, this look is not necessarily something that I would really love to see her in, but I just think for a widow weep for me, she needed to be a lot more bigger than what she did. And I know that's not her style, but I would like to see, like, say that if Nina West came out in this, it would be a great style change for her, because I'm tired of seeing the campy. But Georges could come out in a campy outfit, and I'd be like, yes, you better work, because she's doing something different. Um, just like if Plastique came out in Nina's outfits, I think that that would be amazing. Now, Nina couldn't come out in her outfits because of the cultural significance, but we don't want another Trix Patel moment. But hey, you know, it's fine. This is a crunch for me, though. Step it up, Georges, please. Up next is Gottmik. Let me zoom in. This look is great. It is all latex, candles dripping. She is just such an amazing girl chicken stretch performer. I like that she did the white face with it. I like that she looked really, really awesome. It's a cream for me. I loved it. I loved the attention to detail. It was just a really good time. And finally, we have Vanessa Vanjie Mateo. It's giving Beetlejuice. I know you can't see it. I don't care if you can't see it anymore. She was walking too fast. It was great look. I enjoyed it. Again, I was so tired of this runway category that I just wanted the runway to end. But it was good. It's a cream. So finally, we get to see the acting challenges. The acting challenges are just for the part of the course acting challenges, honestly. Except for RuPaul's in them. I think that immediate stands out were Nina West and Nigeria. Queens that did poorly, Plastique Tiara. Let's talk about them. So Nina West's performance was really, really, really good. She really had a fun time with the character, even though it was kind of a short little thing. And I enjoyed it. She did great. Nigeria as well. I think that she really, really knocked it out of the park in terms of comedy. She did great. She knew when to volley and what to say and what to do. Now, the two that I put in the bottom two kind of are Chanel and Plastique. So I really want to talk about them. Georges was funny with her box haircut, as well as the getting on the chair to slap RuPaul was really funny. And Gottmik did okay. I wouldn't necessarily call it a winning performance, which is why she didn't win. And Vanessa. I don't think that Vanessa really did that great of a job either. I'm just going to say that out loud. I think that she was a lot one note. Which is what she gets into a whole lot with, like, Cleopatra. She kept on doing this as Cleopatra and as the stripper version of herself. Where it was like she was dotting and bopping and stuff. And it really wasn't necessarily the best choice that she could have made. Which is why she didn't win. Roxy did really well. I loved the way that she was doing things, but she was never going to win. And who else was there? Chanel and Plastique. Let's talk about them. Plastique Tiara did not start out well. She started out, she walked in, and I was already underwhelmed. She had on this beautiful outfit. It was gorgeous, but her line readings were not necessarily the best that she could do. She was talking and talking and talking and being semi-seductive, and I was like, okay, that it. We're getting into the late stage game now where I know these queens and I know what they can bring to the competition. And I have to say, this was the problem with All Stars. And with any season, rather. The beginning stages of the game are amazing. Once Snatch Game hits, it's great. But by the time you reach, say, the final four in season 16, or here, I'm already just bored of the season. Like, okay, we've seen everything that we needed to see. Why are we still doing this? Plastic Tiara's thing was not the best, and I'm already bored of it because everybody online is like, Plastique, yes, she did so well, and all of that. I'm like, but no, she didn't. She didn't do well in this challenge. She did mediocre, but is that what we think of when we think of Plastique? No. I think that she cares more about the runway than she does anything else, which is why it pisses me off whenever she's in the top two and doesn't know the words to the songs, because I'm like, come on, like, give us something. Um, and as for Chanel, I just don't think that she quite understood what she was doing. You know, if I had had that Mommy Dearest thing, I would have really leaned into the Christina Crawford of it all. I would have connected with Rue like Christina. If you're playing a Christina Crawford type character next to a Joan Crawford type character, there has to be some connection. And the problem with this is that this scene in the movie is set up after years of turmoil between the two women. And there's a lot of pain and hurt there. Chanel's just doing this for shits and giggles. So it's like, do something with the character Chanel. And I think that she was in her head, and I think that she didn't want to. She wanted to play it safe. And if there's anything I know about Chanel is that she never plays it safe. And she said on the main stage, I feel like I am not meeting the mark. And RuPaul gave her this bullshit advice of, you're famous. You've been famous for over 15 years. It's like Chanel is as famous as, say, a Kelly. She's not a Beyonce, but she's a Kelly. She could be a Beyonce, but she has to really show, especially here, that she can do that. And she hasn't been. So, I mean, so the judges talk. I didn't watch it. I didn't care. My top four were Nina West, Angeria Paris, Van Michaels, Roxy Andrews, and probably Georges. The rest of them just didn't give. So if any combination of those queens made it into the top four, I would understand. And Nina West and Nigeria Paris Van Michaels end up winning. Nina West gets $2,500 for her charity, the Trevor Project, which means that Trevor Project actually is in the net positive now. And they have to lip sync. And the lip sync song is Lover Girl by Tina Marie. I love this song. This song is great. However, it was a minute and 30 seconds of the first verse. And then they did like this weird breakdown thing, which I think is in the song. And then they ended the song. Where was the screams? Where was the second verse? Where was anything like that? But this song is great. It's already been done before, and I think that Candy and Kasha Davis did it better. But it was great. The lip sync song was good. The lip sync was okay. I think Nina West really stepped up her lip syncing skills. It was great. Because she didn't have any reveals. She was able to just be herself without having to worry about what part of the costume she was taking off next. And Angeria was not in the outfit that I think that she could have been. I think of this as in gowns, because that's what Candy and Kasha did. And it worked so well, because both of them really sold it face-wise on the runway. And the reason why Candy Ho won was because of the emotion brought into the song. Angeria was still kind of just doing her little thing. And I think that thing is cute, but it's not. I think Nina West won this lip sync, is what I'm saying. And you guys can hate on me in the comments all you want to, but I really do think that if Nina West hadn't had immunity, and they weren't gonna just give her something as compensation, she could have won this lip sync and had blocked, say, Plastique. But Angeria wins, and everybody gets in the line. Nina West steps back there, gets her $2,500. And Angeria decides to snip Gottmik. Why? Because Gottmik snipped her originally? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make me feel good about myself. Gottmik snipped her because of the badges. She didn't snip her because of anything else. And Angeria is playing this game now. Who is this person? Who's this Angeria? I love Angeria. I think that she's probably going to win this season. But my God, holy shit, is she not really playing this strategically? Immediately, if I had won that lip sync, Plastique would be getting those scissors. Or I would block Chanel, just to make her feel bad, because she's not winning any badges. You know? Especially now that next week's a design challenge. Plastique Tiara snip. I'm sorry, bitch, you gotta go. Because you know she's gonna pull out something that's really attractive and really good. But, my God. Angeria is just playing fast and loose with the scissor game, I suppose. So who are you guys rooting for in your top three? My top three so far are Angeria, Plastique, I suppose, and Roxy Andrews. I don't think Chanel's winning this season. I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. Unless they pull some bullshit and she makes it to the top three, and wins, I don't think that she's gonna win. There's no way for her to really catch up now. Which is sad. I do believe that Chanel could have won a challenge. A challenge by now, and it had been fine. I think that Plastique or Roxy could have not won the infomercial challenge, and Chanel could have popped in there. But I don't think that Chanel's going to win this season, and that's kind of sad for me, but at the same time, I mean, I get it. Alright, I will see you guys next week. Who are you guys rooting for? Leave it down in the comments below. Bye, y'all.